Dad's Playground.
Hooray!
This is the Deron Harris Podcast. Here's your host, Deron Harris.
Yo, folks, what's happening? Welcome back to my show. I'm Deron Harris, and this is the Deron Harris Podcast. Thank you for joining me this week. Today, I'm talking about something that happened to me on last Saturday. My wife and I went viral. I posted a viral video. My video that I recorded. I posted a video that has now gained almost 6.6 million viewers in the last week. If you haven't seen it, it's a video of a woman that is strung out on drugs, and she is trying to breach onto our property. It was at 8 o'clock in the morning, and it was one of the most scary things. One of the scariest things I think I've ever experienced in my life. And I've been around a lot. I mean, I've been around places that's been shot up. I mean, all kind of stuff. I've been around a lot of scary shit. But this right here, I've never seen anything like this. Nothing like this has ever happened to me. And I was completely blown away by it. Let me just set it up. I'll just go ahead and tell you about it. So Saturday morning, 8 o'clock. I'm asleep. Well, I'm halfway in and out of sleep. My wife is asleep, and I'm laying there, and I start hearing like this like sound like people arguing outside. I just sound like people like arguing outside. It was real faint. I couldn't really make it out. I wasn't really paying too much attention because I thought it was like next door or, a couple of doors down. And it got louder. And it got louder. And more intense. And more intense. And I started waking up and having more coherence about it. And I started to hear my fence. We're the only one on my side of the block, this side of the block, that has a fence. So I started to hear my fence, and I jumped out of bed like lightning. Oh, jumped up. My wife was like, "Oh, what's wrong? What's wrong?" And I said, "Somebody's outside." And I put my pants on, and I came right out of the coach, ready to go. I was like, "Yo, you need to get the fuck down off my gate," just like that. Just like that. And this woman came over the top of the fence, and she growled at me. She growled at me like nothing I've ever heard in my life. And when she came, it was nothing like I'd ever seen in my life. Her eyes were bulging out of her head, and she was foaming at the mouth. She never said anything other than, "I rebuke you in the name of Jesus." That's exactly what she was saying to me. "I rebuke you in the name of Jesus." And that is the only thing that she said for this entire ordeal. That's the only thing that she said. "I rebuke you in the name of Jesus." And she was screaming it. And I was afraid because I've never seen anything like that. She was climbing over my fence at 8 o'clock in the morning, foaming at the mouth, bleeding, screaming, "I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. I rebuke you in the name." Continuously. I was afraid. She would climb the fence, and there was a wooden fence. There's a wooden fence and a chain link fence. The chain link fence is in front of the wooden fence. She would scale some of the chain link fence, grab onto a piece of the wooden fence, and she would try to come over. But what was happening and what I was hearing is the wooden fence breaking and her falling on her back. So she would climb up the fence, grab this piece of wood on the top of the wooden fence, and it would fall off, it would break off, and she would fall. And she did that 6 times. There's 6 panels on my fence that are broken. And like I said, she did that 6 times. So the last time she did it, she fell. I ran around and I unlocked the gate and came around the side of the gate. And she was laying on the ground, and she looked over and saw me, and she immediately got up and ran towards me. And I'm not exaggerating. I'm not kidding. I'm not embellishing. I'm not doing any of that. She immediately got up and ran towards me. So I stepped back inside my property and tried to close my gate. As I was closing the gate, she began to try and climb over my fence, the rolling gate. Now, my fence has the barbs at the top. And she was grabbing these barbs. She was barefoot. And she's climbing this chain link fence. And like I said, it's cold outside. And she's climbing this fence with bare feet. Her feet are cut up. Her hands are cut up. She is foaming at the mouth, bulging at the eyes, screaming, "I rebuke you in the name of Jesus," climbing over the fence, coming at me. So I just kind of shook the fence, and she fell backwards again. And I thought she laid there but she sat right back up. She sat up and kept saying, "I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. I rebuke you in the name of Jesus." And then she got up and came and tried to breach my property again. And I pushed her outside the property, and she sat down. And that's where I started filming. That's where I started filming. I've never seen anything like that. Like I said, I've been in a lot of bad situations. I've been in a lot of places that I've seen a lot of crazy shit. I really have. I've been in a lot of places where, people, there's been gunshots and people got to run everywhere. I've been in a lot of places. I've seen people strung out. I've seen, people prostituting themselves. I've seen a lot of stuff. I've seen a lot of things. I have never seen this. I've never seen this. It was the scariest thing I think I've encountered. One of this is definitely in the top 5, if not the top 3 scariest things I've ever experienced in my life. My wife was asleep. As this was going on, she jumped up, came outside. I took my dog with me. I have a 206-pound Great Dane, and she's really big, but she's very well trained. But a lot of people are intimidated by her when they see her because she's large. This lady looked at my dog like she was a Chihuahua and kept coming. So if you haven't seen the video, there's a 3-minute version on my Instagram. It's a Deron Harris Comedian. And there is a 7-minute version where you see the fence and everything, all the damage that was done on my YouTube on a 7-minute video. So to continue, this was going on, this was going on, this was going on, and she kept rushing me. She kept rushing me. She kept rushing me. Eventually, I stepped outside. My wife came out. She was trying to help me, to secure the gate, but this lady was very strong. She had a lot of adrenaline, a lot of energy. She was a lot of strength. She was very, very, I don't know. I have no idea what that was. I've never seen it before. But she kept coming. I stepped out of the fence, and I closed the fence in order to keep her from climbing over the fence, because every time I tried to close the fence, she would try to climb it. So I went outside the fence, and I locked my wife and my dog inside of the property. And I went outside into the street to take her focus off of the property and put it on me, because apparently her focus was mainly on me. After I came out and I guess stopped her from coming over the fence, her main focus really kind of shifted and focused on me. So I made sure, if you watch the video, I made sure that I kept adequate distance from her. I didn't want to hurt her. That was the main thing. And I didn't want to hurt her. I was afraid for her, but I needed to protect my family. First and foremost, I needed to protect my family. My wife and my pets. Really, it's just my wife. But I needed to protect my property and my family. And she kept, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. Then she started just screaming. And I had no idea, but I was really concerned about what had happened to this woman. And what were you doing? And where were you at? And who were you with? How did you get here? What did you take? There were a lot of questions that I had that she was not in any state to answer. Immediately, as you can see, if you were to go watch the video, you would see my wife. When I started the video, my wife was, she was on the telephone with 911 trying to get somebody to come out, and we called some cops, and we called for an ambulance. We told them, make sure you bring an ambulance. This lady is bleeding. She bled on me, as we were tussling at the gate, because we were tussling at the gate. She was trying to come through at one time, she actually breached my property, and she had come 5 feet inside of my property, past my gate. I just you muscled up a little bit, and I didn't hurt her. I don't know. I guess I just security grabbed her really and pushed her, just used my body weight to kind of move against her body weight to wiggle her outside the fence. And that's when I stepped outside the fence and closed the gate, and, had my wife lock the gate when we was out, so I was outside. But I waited for the police, and this all before the police came, and all, like I said, meanwhile, this was like about 15 minutes worth of stuff that had happened before I even started to film anything. So all of this was going down while I was filming. So after that, I'm in the street, and I'm clearly frustrated because the cops haven't made it yet, and we can hear them. They're right here. They're really close, but they just kind of seem to keep missing us. And this is escalating, and it's getting worse. And before too long, you do see the police kind of pull up into and kind of ask. The first thing they asked me is what happened to her. I said, I don't know. I explained to them what happened. I showed them the fence and what was going on. And they kind of, the next thing they asked me if I wanted to press charges. And I said quickly and unequivocally, no, and emphatically, no, I do not want to press charges against this person. I want this person to get help, because the one thing I did realize is that she was going through something very difficult. She was having a drug-induced psychotic episode, and she was having some problems mentally. And the reason I didn't do anything is because if you listen to my podcast, and you know that I suffer from mental illness myself. I have mental illness issues myself. So immediately, on top of recognizing that it was definitely drugs, I also immediately recognized that she had a problem mentally. She was having a problem mentally. So I didn't want to hurt her. I didn't want her to be caused bodily injury, although she was inflicting it upon herself. But at the same time, keeping the same mindset that I needed to protect my family. I got to protect my family, and that's the first and foremost. So when the cops finally showed up, like I said, they asked me if I wanted to press charges, and I told them no. Just make sure she gets some help. The ambulance pulled up shortly thereafter. And they They didn't put her in handcuffs. They just restrained her and put her on a gurney. They didn't put her in handcuffs, and they put her inside of the ambulance. While she was in the ambulance, there was a brief struggle, which I didn't get on film. There was a brief struggle, and all the cops had to jump inside the ambulance again to restrain this lady. And once they got her under control and restrained and sedated, that's when the video ended. And that is what happened to me and my wife on last Saturday. My wife tried to help me close the gate, but my wife, which I'll get to here in a little bit, my wife is a very special person. She's got some, she just had surgery, and she was out there trying her best to help me secure the property. But even more importantly than that, the first thing she really wanted to do, she wanted to know, she wanted to feed this lady. She wanted to, see if she needed, but she wasn't she didn't know, or how do we offer someone who is in this state food or water? I just thought that, me personally, I just thought that was really sweet of her to think that, because so many other things, people have thought. So that was, again, like I said, how our Saturday morning went. After that, we sat down and we looked at the video that I had shot. And it was very, very disturbing. It was extremely disturbing. It was extremely disturbing. And I sent a clip of it to my producer, and who is also my best friend, and said, listen, this was my morning. This is my morning. And he was like, wow, blown away by what was happening. And I was like, yeah, absolutely. I need people to see this. I need people to know about this. I need people to understand that this is our country. This is right in our backyard. Not only is it right in our, it's literally in my backyard. This is my backyard. This is happening to me. This is a very serious problem, and I take it extremely seriously. Someone is breaching my property. I'm going to take a quick break, and when I come back, I'm going to continue talking about what happened to us on our weekend. This is the Deron Harris Podcast.
The best music. This is Smooth Radio.
Now, back to the Deron Harris Podcast.
Welcome back to the program, folks. My name is Deron Harris. I'm talking about this incident that happened with me on last Saturday. I'm going to keep going. So, like I said, I posted the video to my Instagram. And I had no idea that it would receive the traction that it received. But it received a lot of traction, and it's still getting traction, and it's still going. It's still going. So on the posts, on my reels, there's been a lot of activity. A lot of activity. If you want, you can go to my Instagram and look at the comments. Look at the comments. You can look at some of the comments and, man. While a lot of people might find this post to be humorous, all jokes aside, man, this is what drug abuse combined with mental health issues looks like. Even worse than that, this is America, the not so beautiful. Well, let me rephrase that. This is the United States. America is beautiful. The sad part about this is we here in the United States, we don't give a rat's ass about people like this. We cast them out. We call them dirty, et cetera, all kinds of shit. But our society has completely failed this woman. And so many more like her. Look at Seattle or Portland or Pittsburgh or Philly. We've failed these people. There are so many ways that I could have treated her. I mean, so many ways that I could have treated her. And a lot wouldn't have been justified. But I figured at that moment that she needed a little bit of grace. That woman needed some grace. She needed somebody to see what was going on with her and look deeper than what was happening. And I'm just glad I was able to do that, because judging by a lot of the posts, a lot of people would have killed her. There were so many comments about what people would have done, woulda, coulda, shoulda done. And there's a lot of humorous comments. There's some comedians who picked it up and tried to make jokes about it. Tried to make jokes about me. Tried to make jokes about my wife, my dog. Just insensitive comments about the whole situation. Everyone trying to be funny. You know, I'm a comedian, but I know when some shit is funny and when some shit ain't funny. And that shit wasn't funny, man. Not at all, not even a little bit. But people, in this country at least, are who they are. We have a lot of people here who want to be comedians that suck at it. There's a lot of people here who would not blink and are almost itching to pull the trigger to take a life. I'd have shot her in the face. I would have killed her. I'd have stabbed her up. You should have thrown her in the bed. Acid works. All kinds of stuff I heard that people I should have done to this woman. All this stuff I should have done to this woman. It's just sad to sit here and think about that. It's just sad to think that the majority of people, now, not to say there wasn't people out there that were not concerned for her, because there were. There were plenty of people out there, and shout out to everybody, and God bless everybody out there who was genuinely concerned for this lady. I understand, because I was as well. But a lot of people seem to think that I was in the wrong for posting this video. I mean, after all, I think I have every right to do what I did because it was on my property. But a lot of people think that I shouldn't have posted the video because, you know, this woman's at her worst, and how dare you exploit this for likes and followers and try to get money and et cetera, et cetera. If you look at my YouTube before the other day, I'm a simple guy. I don't require a lot. I have issues myself. As a matter of fact, I take 4 medications currently for the mental issues that I suffer from. One of them is insomnia. I have MDD, which is major depressive disorder. I have a lot of issues myself. So I posted this for many different reasons. So anybody who thinks that they know the reason that I posted it, you're sadly mistaken, and you can speculate whatever you want to, and I really don't give a fuck. I don't care what you say. As a matter of fact, I think people who are like that are borderline part of the problem, because they don't want They don't understand the awareness that I was trying to bring, and that is exactly what it was. I did this to bring awareness. Why I recorded it, though? I recorded it for my safety. I recorded it for her safety. I, of course, recorded it for insurance purposes because my fence is destroyed. But the main reason I recorded it is because I'm a black man in the United States of America. And that's a white woman. And if anything had happened to that white woman where she would not be able to explain what happened to herself, I would immediately be looked at as if I were the guilty party. And you know how it goes, guilty until proven guilty here in the United States, for me anyway. So I filmed her for my safety, my family's safety, for her safety. But why I posted it is a different reason. I posted it. Number one is because America needs to see this and stop pretending that this is not America. That's the first reason. The second reason I posted it was maybe if she saw this, maybe if she saw this video the next day or whenever, maybe if she saw this video, it would inspire her or maybe compel her or motivate her to go and get some help. The third reason I posted it is because I don't know who this woman is, and I really don't know who does, but I know someone has to. And if I posted it, then maybe someone right here would recognize her and try and find her. And I thought also the last reason I posted it, I figured because if I posted this, maybe enough people would care and get upset about it and get fired up about it and downright pissed about it enough to try and do something about this, because this is a fucking problem here. And we're looking at all kinds of other issues. You know, we got two guys running for president. I mean, I want to see what I want to see. I want to see what they want to do with this. What's going to happen with this? And quite honestly, I don't think either one of them need to be there. I think we need a whole new system. I think we do, because obviously, our systems here are not working. We are failing people at a rate that I can't even fathom. Now, what I did not post this video for, I did not post this video for clout. I don't give a fuck about clout. I didn't post this video to be funny, even though I'm a comedian. And I did not post this video to be mean. I did not post this video to be mean. But what I've seen in my comment section, there's just a lot of downright mean people. Just mean people. And this, go to the comments, folks. Go to the comments and look at our country. Look at our country. Look at them. Look at all these people in our country. It's so hurtful and it's so sad to watch these people just throw away a person before they even know. I mean, based on 3 minutes of information, I gave them 3 minutes. And by the way, if you want to check out, I mean, I have a 7-minute version. I have a 7-minute version on my YouTube. You go to my YouTube, you know, you can take this how you want to. If you think I'm plugging, fuck you. I don't give a fuck. But I want people to see this because, like I said, this is a problem that needs to be addressed in this country, and we need to stop sweeping it under the rug like it is not going on here. So, in the comments, back to the comments. They were very derogatory to this woman, but not only were they derogatory to this woman, some of these people were even derogatory to my wife. It was 7 o'clock in the morning. She was just asleep. But some people said she looked like a zombie. Some people were very, very, just very mean. You don't even know us. And you don't even consider the fact that we might have been in danger. You just are taking every opportunity you can to be funny. And you're not funny, bruh. Y'all not funny. That shit is not funny. And I'll tell you another thing. You know, you're just disrespectful. Okay. You're not funny. You're not cool. You're just disrespectful. All right? My wife is the most incredible person that I have ever met in my life. She's the bravest person that I know. And the reason why that is a few months ago, my wife had a double mastectomy and reconstruction surgery for breast cancer prevention because she tested off the charts on the BRCA test. Her mother died from breast cancer. You know, her aunts have, breast and ovarian cancer. It runs in her family. So a couple of months, she did the most brave thing that anybody could have ever have done. And she went and had this surgery. So for everybody out there who have some negative things to say about my wife, she is the most beautiful person I've ever met. And none of you slag-ass tramps out there could hold a candle to her. So again, for everybody, anybody who's got some negative shit to say about my wife, your opinion means absolutely nothing. And it shows how ignorant you are. And you can go eat some smoked booty hole. How about that? Go eat some smoked booty hole with some ranch dressing. All right? This is the Deron Harris Podcast. I'll be right back.
When you get into an accident, everybody got a law firm they want you to call. Everybody want to recommend somebody. I'm telling you who you should call. You should call Top Dog from Top Dog Law. Nobody can do what Top Dog do. If you want the top dollar, there's only one person. It's Top Dog Law. Makes me sick to my stomach. This man advertise. For one reason, let you know if you get into an accident, call him. Go and deliver. Get you top dollar. Make your bank account go up. Bank account look like it hit the Powerball. Like it's a zip code, you hear me? You know what happened to the last person that called Top Dog? You want to know how their life changed? Call Top Dog if you get into an accident. Do you hear me? Follow him on Instagram at Top Dog Law. Any accident is TopDogLaw.com.
Hey folks, what's happening? Welcome back to the show. Today I'm talking about an incident that happened to me over last Saturday. Anyway, I'm just going to continue. Look, I posted this video to show the country and the world. There's the world that we have a serious problem here in America. And America really needs to get serious about trying to fix it. This drug abuse shit, I'm just going to tell you, is one more turd on a pile of shit that has become America. That's right, I said that. And we need to wipe our ass. I'm dead ass serious. I'm getting so much blowback over people that say I shouldn't have posted this, and I'm a bad human being for posting this woman, and all of this shit. It's putting, bad energy. People put bad juju on me. The list goes on. And I don't understand. Make this make sense. CNN, ABC, NBC, CBS, all these people, all these outlets, they can report this shit on the evening news for the world to see. But I can't report this shit in my own backyard, on my own social media. Man, miss me with that bullshit. This is what's going on in my backyard, and who the fuck is going to step up and take care of it? I'm dead ass. I hear all kinds of shit. Oh, it's coming over the borders. Oh. There was drugs here a long time ago, okay? There was drugs here a long time ago. They saying it's Joe Biden's fault, et cetera, et cetera. There were drugs here a long time ago, but nobody said anything when the United States government flooded black neighborhoods with heroin in the 70s and crack in the 80s and 90s. They didn't say shit about that. Didn't say a fucking thing about that. But now all of a sudden, you know, it's other places, other countries and all kinds of, man, fuck that. That shit is going on right fucking here. All right? You think motherfuckers down in Mexico or wherever the fuck are the only ones that know how to cook this shit up? You think that's what the fuck you think? You're a fucking idiot. Shit is going on right here under your fucking nose, probably next door to your fucking house. But you sit there on some complacent shit. Oh, we don't want to tell anybody. Yeah, that motherfuckers are making fentanyl next to your fucking house. You shouldn't have posted this. Yes, the fuck I should have. And I'm dead serious. I'm dead serious. And if you're listening to the podcast and you don't agree with me and you want to stop listening, bye. Because I feel strongly about this. I feel very strongly about this. And anybody who feels strongly about this, you get with me. Let's stand the fuck up and say, hey, hold some people accountable. People say, I mean, really, they said, oh, it's Joe Biden. I live in Florida. This is a red state. And this shit has been going on long before that. I remember back in 2010 living in Naples Park, Florida. And when the blues and all that shit was real heavy, these motherfuckers was everywhere, breaking into fucking house in Naples Park, Florida, breaking into houses everywhere. That's right here. They did it in Mexico. It ain't over fucking. It's right fucking in Naples, Florida. But I'll tell you what. They make it seem like they're trying so hard. But I'm going to tell you what, the only thing they're trying so hard to do is keep prisons full. That's really what they want, because if they really wanted to stop it, they really could. They really could. There's ways to stop this. There's ways to get together to stop this. And one of the ways is to sit down together and try and figure out what's good for the American people for real, as opposed to what's good for your fucking constituents. How about that? What's good for me and my children? What's good for the lady next door and her sons, or the family down the street? What's good for them? Definitely like motherfuckers climbing over their back fence, strung out on drugs. How are we going to fix that? How are we going to fix that? Problems, man. Problems. Got them all over the place. Now, like I said earlier, there were some comedians who actually said some shit. You know, I mean, it's their job to be funny, man. You know, it's their job to be funny. I can't front. I'm a comedian. It's their job to be funny, to try to be funny. But I didn't see nothing really. I mean, let me rephrase that. A lot of people laughed, and as a comedian, my brain is trained to see the humor in damn near everything. You know what I'm saying? And I've been a comic for a long time. You know what? But honestly, I will say honestly, I did see at some parts after, you know, hindsight is 2020. I saw some humorous parts in it. You know, to me, they were very humorous. Not what was happening to her, but people thought that the way that I commentated was humorous. Now, I wasn't trying to be funny. That was just what was coming off of my head based on the situation that is at hand, and that's how my brain works. Okay? Nobody's trying to be funny. But some people seem to find some entertainment in the way that I narrated or commented on what was going on at the same time, what was going on during the video. I wasn't trying to be funny. I wasn't trying to be funny. Some people think I seem to sound like Denzel. I don't think I sound like Denzel. But I wanted to say, some of the comedians, they tried to make jokes. But they made jokes about my wife, man. To try to be funny, to try to get your people going. What you talking about? I mean, what are you talking about, man? You talking about my wife? That's disrespectful as hell. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, honestly, I really don't care what people say. My wife is beautiful. My wife is absolutely stunning beautiful. And not only is she beautiful, she's a superhero in my eyes, okay? Listen, none of them, no superhero has anything on my wife. My wife is my absolute hero. I love her to death, and I'll defend her with my life. So you can say about me what you want to say, but leave my wife out of it, okay? Another motherfucker said, yo, look at your back. Where do you live? Look at your backyard. It looks like a zombie apocalypse. Why are you trying to tear me down, bro? My house is being attacked. You know what I'm saying? Why are you trying to tear me down? You know what the fuck, bro? You know what I'm saying? I mean, black man to black man, man. You know what I'm saying? Why the fuck you trying to tear me down? You know what I'm saying? A lot of shitty, insensitive, not funny, crass, immature, irresponsible, bullshit ass comments. It just shows you the dysfunction in America. It just shows you all the problems that we have in this country. It's all culminated into this one post. One of our friends said, you guys started a conversation. And we did. And we absolutely did. I mean, people even came at my dog, man. Come on, man. It's just, I don't understand. I just don't understand why people just feel the need to hate on people, man. Just to hate, just to be hateful. Is that what we are? Just a society of hateful people? Is that what we've become here? It's sad. It's very, very sad. It's very disturbing. I'm upset about it. And again, you know, I got some haters out here. And for all you haters of Deron Harris, there will be a new Deron Harris voodoo doll complete with 3 pins. Okay? You go out and get my voodoo doll if you don't like me. If you want to hate on me, you can continue to hate on me. I don't care. Okay? I did this for America. I didn't do this to hurt this woman. As a matter of fact, and this happened. There was a guy who DM'd me. I'm not going to give his name. He DM'd me, and he said, I know who she is. She used to not be like that. I said, what's her name, man? I want to talk to her. You know, I would really want to talk to her and find out what is up, man. What is this? What happened to you? He told me her name, which I am not going to disclose either. And I reached out and I put a message in her Instagram inbox. But from the looks of it, she hadn't been on it in quite some time. But when I saw her picture on Instagram, it broke my fucking heart because that's not who she is. That's not who I saw in my backyard. That was not that person. That was not that person. There was another woman who said that she was a regular at the gas station that she used to work at and that she was a very heavy alcoholic and drug addict. And it just broke my heart. It just broke my fucking heart because this is America. Trolls. There's a lot of trolls out there. And I don't know what the fuck the purpose of a troll is. I guess I do. I guess it's to kind of instigate and start shit and try to get, you know, pull people out of their lane and everything like that. But I don't understand why. I don't understand why. I mean, what's your motivation behind doing this? I mean, it's got to be some dumbass bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Just to, you know, and you can always tell the trolls because they got like 0 follow. I mean, they got like 100,000 followers, no posts, and it's usually a picture of some porn bitch. Let me rephrase that. Some porn women. And that's usually what it is. And that's they get that. So they put that, so all the people in their inbox are just these people who fell for this troll, so that they can go onto somebody's profile and cause a bunch of bullshit. Well, you know what? Again, haters gonna hate, man. And you motherfuckers continue to hate on me. And in the words of Cat Williams, if you motherfuckers don't have nobody else to hate on, feel free to hate on me. You can hate on me all you want to, all right? Because I know motherfuckers need people to hate on. If you want to hate on me, feel free, man. But I'm going to tell you what. Again, to all the people who think I did this maliciously, I did this for America. Okay? Straight up like this. I did this for America. Now, you can disagree all you want to. I don't give a fuck. You can disagree all you want to, but I did this for America. We got to wake up. We got to see some other shit besides red versus blue, Democrats and Republicans, left versus right. We got to stop seeing other shit than that. We got to start seeing that we got people in this country that are suffering on many different levels. And then we need to figure out a way to really get these people some help and not put motherfuckers in office who only want to serve themselves and their rich friends. And that's both sides. I'm not singling out one or the other. That's both sides. I'm calling you both out. So if you want to leave some nasty DMs on my fucking page, feel free. Feel free. Feel as free as you want. Okay? Feel free. I'm hateable. Okay? If you want to hate me, hate me. I don't care. Because at the end of the day, as fucked up as this country has been, and as fucked up as this country is, I love America. I love the idea of what it could be, or what it should be or should have been from the beginning. I love that idea, and as long as I breathe, I'm going to push towards a better America. I really am. I'm going to push towards a better society for all of us, for our children, for our parents, for us to get old in, because, you know, I'm not going to be here forever, but I got kids that's coming up behind me, and I don't want them to fall victim to this shit, to experience this shit, to even know about this shit. Now, if you want to smoke some weed, cool, man. Cool. Let's smoke some weed. But all this other shit out here, man, we need to start learning how to make decisions. Now, people bought religion into it. Okay? And the reason why is because she was, you know, in the name, she was rebuking me in the name of Jesus. But some people seem to think that she was rebuking the demons inside of her. There are a lot of people who say that there are no demons. There's even somebody said she didn't mean to, she wasn't trying to go to their place. Well, I don't know if that's necessarily true. Now, I've done some podcasts, and everybody knows my standing on the Bible and my standing on religion, and my standing has not changed. However, the building that she came to is a church. This building is actually not my building. It's my mother's building. It's a church. And my wife and I, we are full-time RV livers, but we live at my mother's church. We live with her, but we spend most of our time at her church. And the reason why is because there's a lot of things here in Lake City, and I suffer from a lot of anxiety, and I don't go outside of these four. I really don't go. We go to the grocery store maybe, but I really don't go very many places. I'm usually in here. I'm in here, and I'm doing research, and I'm just trying to level out the world for myself. So I have a lot of time to sit in here. But this place is a church. So it's questionable. Was she led here? Maybe. Was it demons? Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe it was coincidental. But we'll never know. But one thing I do know is I'm glad that she came here as opposed to going any place else. because I don't think anybody else would have given her the grace that she was given here, or given her the chance, or given her a second look. So many people, I wouldn't have given it a second look. One right between the eyes, all this stuff, light her on fire, zombies, Walking Dead, rabies, so on and so forth. The list goes on. The list goes on. And it's just so sad. It's just so sad. And my phone has not stopped. I mean, it's been going off since Saturday. It's almost Saturday again. Tomorrow will be 1 week since this happened. And for one, it seems like it was yesterday. For two, my phone has not stopped. And again, like I said, it's gotten 6.6 million views. 6.6 million plays. It's got about 4.5 million views. I'm shocked that it went to as many people as it did, but I'm not sorry that I posted it, because again, America needed to see it. All the religious people, they needed to see it. All of the political people, they needed to see it. All the people who thinks that I shouldn't have done this, they needed to see it. Everybody who thinks that I should have did it, they definitely needed to see it. Everybody needed to see that. Everybody needed to see it. Now, like I said in my comments, I mean, it's just, you get everything from wow, that's crazy, to that's wild as hell, to mental illness mixed with drugs. I'm so sorry you experienced this. Y'all must have been scared. Deron, you handled yourself immensely well, and I do thank you for that. I thank you for that. I thank you for that. But then there's other people who feel the complete opposite, that I violated this woman somehow, or no, I don't think. I think what I did is I opened up a lot of eyes, and I started a lot of conversations. And I just hope that these conversations can continue, and then we can finally start unraveling some of the things that plague our country. America is not the greatest country on the planet. I'm sorry to say that. And I know that it hurts. And sometimes the truth hurts the worst. But that doesn't mean that we can't be. That doesn't mean that we cannot be the greatest country in the world. We have all the tools we need to do that. In my opinion, we just need some new people. We need some new people at the head of the table to try to, you know what I'm saying? We need some new people. We just need new people. That's all I got to say. We just need some new people up here. So I think that's where I think this is going to be it for this week of the Deron Harris podcast. Thank you very much for joining me. And the first thing I want to say is God bless this woman. God bless this woman. God protect this woman and guide her someplace. I don't want to, start to, on some prayer session, because that ain't me at all. But I do want I do want some grace for this lady. I do want some clarity for this lady. So I want to say God bless you to her. I want to say God bless you to everybody out there who genuinely had compassion for this lady. Who genuinely had real compassion for this lady. I want to say thank you to all of you. I want to say thank you to everyone who were concerned if me and my wife are okay. I want to say thank you to those folks. Because you are really the true folks, the folks that were concerned about the whole situation all around. And shout out to the people who got the message, because so many people are so upset that I posted this video, but so many people actually got the reason that I did it, and behind that are having their own dialogues. There are comments. I mean, there are 18,000 comments on this one post alone, and there are two parts. There are two parts to this video. There's two parts to this video. There are 18,000 comments on one part alone. So I invite everybody, if you want to check out and see what America is really like, who we really are as a country, look at my comments on this post. Look at the comments on this post. And it will be crystal clear to you who we are. Just like it is crystal clear to the rest of the world. I want to thank my parents for being the best parents in the world. You know, giving me the heart that they gave me. And giving me the compassion that they gave me. Thank you, Mom. Thank you very much for showing me how to love people and how not to write them off and dismiss them. I want to thank my wife for being, like I said, the cat's ass when it comes to wives. I got the best wife in the world. I say the cat's ass because you look at how a cat walks. Cat treats its ass like it's the greatest thing going. That's right. I got the best wife in the world, and nothing you can say about her can change that. You can be as funny as you want. You can be as disrespectful as you want. But nothing you can say about my wife is ever going to make me look at her any different than being the absolute superhero that she is. I want to thank my best friend and producer, Jesse Yandel, for chopping this up with me, for talking about this with me, and for helping me to make the decision to alert America that we have a problem that we have to address, and it's getting more serious, and this is serious. And I want to thank Gentry Thomas for giving me the platform to have my podcast on. I thanks, G. I appreciate you. And last but not least, I want to thank everyone out there who is listening. I want to thank everybody out here who has listened to my podcast today. If you've listened to this podcast today and you enjoy it, go to my page. Check out, some of my other content. You know what I mean? I'm a real regular guy. I love people. That's evident. I just love people. And I want everybody to feel that. I want everybody to feel that from me. So, God bless you all. And until next week, I'm Deron Harris. This is Deron Harris Podcast, y'all. Peace.
You've been listening to the Deron Harris Podcast. Subscribe to the show, give a good rating, and everything you need to know is at DeronHarris.com.